All right, Bronze Age believers, we are here today to take a look at the process required for deep sixing a comic book in a humidity bath. Today's sacrificial comic is issue number 50 of Namor the Submariner, one of the early runs here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, first appearance of Namorita, why are you using this as a test subject? Well, there's a lot of things wrong with this book. I got it on the cheap, under $1, and as you can see, very heavy spine roll going on here. There's some tears, obviously, that I cannot fix without impacting the grade, and just a lot of just basic imperfections in this book. What you need to create your own humidity bath is one medium tote. Make sure you grab the lid as well. I got mine at Walmart, under $5. Then you're going to need 4 pipe couplings or something to elevate the book above the water naturally. These pipe couplings are available at Home Depot for just a little over $1 if you walk into the store, or you can get them actually cheaper online. Then what you're going to need is some type of vent or grid. Now, this is kind of up to the individual as to what you're going to use. So I kind of found myself in the ventilation aisle at Home Depot, and I came across these 2 brown little grids that go in, I think, some kind of air conditioning duct or whatever. The other thing you need is something to set the book on. You don't want to just set it directly on whatever grid you decide to place in your humidity bath tote. And of course, to create the humidity bath, you're going to need some water. I recommend about 5 cups, so I'm just using regular tap water out of my sink. And then from there, a lot of folks recommend, and what I've been doing as well personally, is letting it sit in the humidity bath for about 4 to 6 hours. So let me just walk you through the process. Here we go, just getting 5 cups of tap water out of my sink. Then, of course, my tote. Again, you want to make sure you get one with the clasps on the end. There's a closer look at the tote that I purchased myself. You're going to pour that water into the tote to begin creating this humidity bath for your comic. So a lot of people buy a grid that kind of goes corner to corner. The 2 grids that I ended up purchasing were a little on the smaller side, so you'll see that I'm having to put my pipe couplings a little closer to the center of the tote. Here's those grids that I talked about, and so I measured them out with the pipe couplings, and each one fit right on top, and as you can see, it gives you the proper elevation from the water, because you definitely don't want to get your comic wet. There's that Teflon sheet. It came with my press. I'm laying that on top, and here's our comic that we're offering to the humidity bath gods. This is Namor issue number 50, and just kind of showing you that I'm opening it up to the center fold there where the staples are, and that's where I'm going to leave it and seal the comic in the tote and leave it in there for about 4 to 6 hours, and that way it will be prepped and ready for eventual pressing. And it's also a good idea to leave something heavy on top of that, just to kind of make sure that seal is nice and tight and complete. I'm using a ream of paper that I happen to have at the house to make sure it's on a flat surface, make sure you're not going to bump or kick or, run into that tote in any way, shape, or form, because you don't want that book to find its way into the water, which I hope is pretty self-explanatory. So that's a quick look at a humidity bath tote, the ingredients you need and the supplies, and how you eventually get that book ready to put into the tote, and how you're going to leave it for the next 4 to 6 hours. Thanks for watching.